today because we are going to demand to the governor and the state of Maryland that we want Senate Bill 622 passed 15 years to life to protect our children from child rape. We want child rapists in jail for 15 years to life. We will not accept anything less. We need to make it happen today. It's an absolute disgrace that it's taken this long for this Maryland General Assembly to get this done for our children. At this time, I would like to introduce Sarah Foxwell's mother, whose daughter was a victim of this very, very inconvenient law, if you will, that's on our books now. It doesn't work. We need to keep them in jail, or Sarah would be with us today. I'd like to introduce Jennifer Foxwell, Sarah Foxwell's mother.
Thank you. I really don't know what to say other than I really, really pray that this goes through today and that us being here all together, we can make this happen. We really need to be advocates for the rest of the children in the state of Maryland and all over across the country to make sure that we do protect our children. And this law, in such, would do such a thing as protect our children.
And now we'd also like to introduce Sarah's aunt, Tracy Powell, who would like to make a statement as well.
I would. I am Sarah's aunt, and I just want everyone to know that my niece was taken on December 23rd. She was found brutally murdered on Christmas Day. And the last time that I was here, I was personally promised that she would not die in vain. I just want to let everyone know that I have returned today with Sarah's mother, Mike Lewis, the sheriff, and Joe Albero, to hold them accountable to that promise that they made to us. And there's a handful of senators, to my understanding, that are playing games with this bill, and all that we're asking is they let it go through with the 15 years mandatory sentence. And if the bill doesn't pass today, if it's let go, then I feel I hold Governor O'Malley personally responsible. Thank you.
The status of the bill apparently is passed both houses with different minimums. One's 20, one's 15, and they need to get together in a conference committee. How frustrating has it been for you to watch this process and dealing with what happened to your daughter?
It's very frustrating because, you know, I look at it from my point of view as a parent. It's not, we need to, basically, I don't understand why they won't step up and go ahead and pass it and sign it, and it's to protect our children. I mean, you know, our children should be our first priority, you know, and being a parent of a child who was brutally murdered by a registered sex offender, I'm absolutely appalled that this is even an issue. Seriously. I'm appalled, and I really, like I said, I do pray that this, you know, they can see the light and they can see that this is the best thing for our children.
Ma'am, you said you were holding the governor responsible. Do you not think he has done enough to push this?
I don't. I'm not well versed in this whole area, but I feel that Jessica's law hasn't been strengthened the way that it should have been. If it had, perhaps we wouldn't even be here today. And from what I'm seeing, I think a lot of these people are more concerned about getting reelected than actually getting in there and doing the job that they're supposed to be doing.
They passed cell phone legislation. They made sure that the cell phone legislation went through, but our children, who are our top priority in all of our lives, have been put on the back burner on the 11th hour. That is unacceptable, and we will hold them accountable even to this day, because we should not have to wait this long to protect our children. There's children out there every day being molested or raped by a sex offender, and not always a registered sex offender, because a lot of them don't get caught until they've already had many, many victims. So we are going to hold them accountable for this. We want this bill passed, and we want it done today. No ands, ifs about it, nothing about it. There's no excuse. It needs to get done. We shouldn't have to be standing here begging to protect our children from child rapists who cannot be cured, who continue to reoffend and reoffend. It's appalling.
Has a conference committee been appointed and announced yet?
It hasn't been announced. I don't know who's going to be on the conference committee. But we do need people to talk to the governor, 410-974-3901, and call his office. And let's get this done today. This is it. It's either do or die today.
And Mike Miller just stated that it's going to go. He's going to make it happen today. Do you believe that?
I'm going to be optimistic in what he just told us, that it is going to happen. But until I see it happen, I'm not going to believe anything until I see that it's actually done. Because we've been told for weeks now it was going to get done, and it's still not done. And here we stand on the last hours of the session. So we'll see if they say what they say is going to happen. I'm sorry? The blue pinwheels represent child abuse.
Has anybody said anything about how this administration is all into the blue pinwheels, and yet they won't put their money where their mouth is, or they're not walking the walk in terms of saying that they're going to protect the children. But you've got these blue pinwheels out here, which is supposed to mean something.
Well, everyone has a child, or if you don't have a child, you at least know many, many children in your lives. And we should try and protect them every day from these people.
This is Sheriff Mike Lewis.
Did you want to ask the sheriff any questions?
Mike, I just spoke with the President of the Senate, Mike Miller, who said he's going to make sure this passes today.
Well, I hope so, Joe. That's why we're here. We're here to make sure they keep their promise to the family of Sir Foxwell that we cannot wait any longer. We can't wait any longer. This law must be passed, and that's why we're here today, to make sure they hold up to their word and these laws are passed. This is very, very important to everyone, especially the family of Sarah Foxwell and the hundreds of men and women who dedicated their lives for 3 days to look for the body of Sarah Foxwell. This is something that we have to do. We can't wait any longer. This has to be passed today. We're here to make sure that's done.
Well, we thank you.
How do you do that? I mean, you're going to go to office, or are you going to do it?
I'm going to office today. I mean, that's why we're here. My chief, Evan, and I, we've driven up here to make sure that they hold up to the promise and these laws are passed. This has to be done to protect our future children. We can't sit back and do nothing. We have to put all this bipartisanship aside, and we need to do what we need to do.
And we need to do it today.
We got to do it.